The first thing we have to talk about when it comes to the OTAs is Aidan Hutchinson. And with that, Aidan Hutchinson by far got the most attention from the OTA sessions. So the first thing I have to ask you is, are you buying the hype about Aidan Hutchinson that he can be a game changer that Holmes and Campbell envisioned him to be when they drafted him number 2 overall?
I'm putting everything I own into the hype. I'm refinancing the house. I'm selling the car. I'm eating nothing but cold ramen for a month so I can invest in Aidan Hutchinson. You know me a little bit, at least to this point. If I'm not going to buy in, if I'm not going to believe, then what's the point in the first place? So of course I'm bought in. How couldn't you be? He's the 2nd overall pick.
I'll say this. When we drafted Aidan Hutchinson, I was jumping up and down. I was ecstatic. I was so glad that we got him at number 2. But I will say this. From the reports that we got out of OTAs, the promise that we were given from Aidan Hutchinson we're starting to get a return on investment. Because again, if you trust the reports, if you've been reading the news, he had himself a day in day 3 against the 3rd string. Mind you, it was the 3rd string. But when you get back-to-back sacks on David Blau, you know you're doing something right. You know that there's talent there. You know that Aidan Hutchinson's future is already starting to look bright, and I cannot wait to actually see him go up against the more talented members of that offensive line and actually showcase his talent even more.
Absolutely. It's good to know. Yeah, 3rd string is 3rd string, I suppose. But at the same time, he should be dominating those guys. It's good to see that he is, in fact, dominating those guys, even though it is the 3rd string. And you could, if you were looking to poke some holes, do so with that narrative. Listen, the guy's doing what he's supposed to. He's a young guy. What is he, 21 years old, 22?
Something like that.
Pat him on the back, give him a couple claps. Let's hype him up a little bit. Let's boost the young guy up. Nothing. I'm sure it happens in every fan base. But one of my biggest pet peeves with the Lions fan base, feels like all of the Detroit fan bases, but I notice it so much with the Lions, is they'll spend a high draft pick on somebody or give them a big contract, whatever the case is. And the first moment they can come after them and try and tear them down, it feels like some of the fans in Detroit are so ready to do so. And I've never totally gotten it. Like, there are, I'm sure, people out there who are like preying on Aidan Hutchinson's downfall. I'll never get that. So it's good to see him doing what he should be doing.
Oh, I get it. I mean, when you talk to just about anybody in the Detroit sports media, there's always somebody that's waiting, praying, lurking around, trying to tear somebody down, whether it's Aidan Hutchinson, and the first thing where they refer to is back to the Georgia game where he just kind of disappeared, or if it's Jared Goff, or it's DeAndre Swift. It doesn't matter who the player is. They'll always find something negative. But the thing is with Aidan Hutchinson, just the return on investment, again, I'll bring that back. Trusting the process that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have put in place. We're already seeing that all of the hard work that Aidan Hutchinson is already putting in with the Lions, it's starting to bear some fruit. So I'm absolutely bought into the hype. I can't wait to hear what he does in phase 2 of the OTAs. I can't wait for the mini camp and training camp. I cannot wait to see how much more Aidan Hutchinson actually blossoms in to being the number 2 overall pick. We're just going to have to wait and see, though, but it should be a really fun time to see Aidan Hutchinson really become that player for the Detroit Lions.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what?